Listen, I need this car to work. I mean, this is not the time for my car to be broken down. I brought it to you with a simple problem, and now look at us. I'm stuck by the roadside.
Boss, relax.
Don't tell me to relax,
I'm trying
dude.
to get your car fixed.
Don't tell me to relax.
Boss, the problem is with the carburetor. Relax for me.
Listen, this car doesn't have a carburetor.
Sorry, it's the fuel injection, boss. Relax. See, I will get it fixed for you. Relax for me. The Honda has an issue, but I have to, fix it.
You see,
before.
I mean, I don't know if you're a fitter or a mechanic.
Boss, please. I'm a mechanic. Don't call me a fitter. If you knew that you wanted a mechanic to work on your car, you should have sent it to a mechanic.
Okay.
Please.
Where are you going to? Oh, man. Jeez. Guys, you're welcome to today's edition of the Auto Showroom. Now, as you can see, I'm parked by the roadside with my car broken down, and the fitter, who calls himself a mechanic, has walked away without trying to help me solve this problem. Now, as we try to do on the Auto Show, we try our best to ensure that we help you better your life, better your cars, and also to ensure that your relationship with your car is improved. So in today's edition, we're going to use this opportunity, this learning moment, to find out how to choose a good mechanic. Now, before we get into the conversation on the Auto Showroom, let's bring you our Auto Trivia for today. And the Auto Trivia is, what city in Japan houses or holds the headquarters of Toyota? We'll be back with more. So I'm here with Mr. Gerald Dugbate of Auto Chill Engineering. You want anything air conditioned on your cars, you go to him. Now, he has been within the car space for a very long time, and he can educate us on things with regards to choosing the mechanic, so you don't experience what I have experienced. Now, Uncle G, as I like to call you.
Yes.
I've experienced a very terrible thing with my car. Now, the mechanic obviously has not done a good job. To help people appreciate what it goes into choosing a good mechanic, can you, help us, first of all, by appreciating who a mechanic is?
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Sorry about your car thing. But you see, when it comes to mechanics, there are a lot of mechanics.
Yeah.
Aeroplane mechanics, motorbike mechanics, but I believe that with you, we're talking about automotive mechanics.
Yes, please. Yeah.
There are certain characteristics that you need to look out for.
Yeah.
Number one, the mechanic himself.
Okay.
His place and his processes.
Okay.
So let's look at the mechanic.
Okay.
How he's trained, how professional is he?
Okay.
Because this is a guy who will be fixing your vehicle that you use so much money to buy.
Yes.
So he should have a professional knowledge about your vehicle.
So training, he should have gone to school, for example?
For going to school, for example, he might have been through some form of training.
Okay.
That will equip him to be able to fix your car.
Okay. So like an apprentice or some sort?
Well, yeah, we had them. But then these days we've realized that with that even there are lapses.
Okay. Okay.
So such a person should go through some formal training.
Okay. So at the university, a technical...
No, technical school,
exactly.
polytechnic.
Okay.
And then we have mechanics now who hold degrees.
Okay.
Yes, a whole lot of them. So such a person should have the training.
Okay.
And then you also look at the place.
But before we go to the place, some people are trained well, but then they just don't have the right attitude. Some people might have their certificates, but really don't know the nitty-gritties.
Then they are not professionals.
Okay.
Because when you are well trained, then the professionalism comes in.
Okay.
And then it's embodied in your attitude.
Okay.
Because there is this going on that if you take away your doctor, your mechanic is the next guy who is in control of your life. He can send you back to your doctor. Probably will have palpitation or what you have. Okay. You understand?
Yes.
So there is a need to choose and choose rightly. He has to be professional enough, like you were saying, have the right attitude. You come with him with a problem. He should be ready to engage you, listen to your problem. Then he can add that to how he's been trained on to give you the needed solution.
So, I mean, if I'm driving my car, I have the issue, because when you walk into a workshop, you don't normally have access to maybe the person who will fix your car. You see a receptionist or someone like that, or one of their apprentices. should you ask to engage a mechanic who works on your car, talk to him to be able to tease out whether or not this person is the right person for me?
Well, the receptionists and the rest are just support staff.
Yeah.
But the core business is to fix cars.
Yes.
So there's a need to speak to someone, like a service advisor, depending on how the place is organized.
Set up, yeah.
And then he will introduce a technician to you. Yeah. So both of them will listen to you. They'll probably take notes. And then from there, diagnose what is wrong with your vehicle.
So if I'm happy with the feedback I get from interaction, I can say, okay, I want you to fix my car. If I'm not happy with the interaction or the...
Then it ends there, so that you don't go wanting to box him.
Okay. So now we've spoken about professional training, attitude. What else about the person?
And then, like I said, the place.
Okay, the place.
Well,
a place like this?
Yeah, it's a mechanic shop.
Yes.
We don't expect it to look like a room for surgical operation, very clean and all. Yeah. But then, there are certain things you need to look out for. How the vehicles are parked, how they are working. You see, because you are going to leave something valuable there. The security of the place. You understand?
Okay.
In case, yes, you have to consider all this.
I mean, some people are parking cars on parks. They're fixing cars on parks and some small corners.
So how safe would that place be for your vehicle?
Definitely not safe.
Yes. You see. And then you also will need to know their processes. Okay. After diagnosing the vehicle, they have to let you know how much it's going to cost you, how long it's going to take. And even go ahead to tell you about availability of parts.
So I drive my car into the place. I have the conversation with the mechanic. I'm happy with their professionalism. And then they need to go ahead and diagnose the car first of all.
Yes.
Okay, so if I walk into a place would they do an eye test or they need to put a machine on the car? What exactly happens?
Well, diagnosis is not only to use the equipment. They normally start with visual inspection. Yeah. Actually, it starts with engaging you. Because you are the owner of the vehicle and you know the history of the vehicle. Yeah. So your input is so important. For me, it's 90%. Then I go to open your bonnet and then validate what you are saying. So let's take a scenario like you have an engine overheating.
Smoke coming out of my car.
So you come, you say smoke.
Yes.
I ask you all the questions, the history, repair history and all. I take my notes. Yeah. Open the hood and it turns out that what you said about smoke is actually steam.
Oh. Okay.
So that is where the validation comes in. You see, so I'm using my professional acumen to be able to validate what you said.
Okay. So we've spoken about the person.
The place, it has to be safe enough, it has to be orderly enough.
And then we look at the process.
And then the processes. So like the diagnosis and all, they are all part of the processes, you understand. And then there should be paper trail. Okay. It is very important. An estimate should come in a written or printed form because it's contractual. Okay. And for you to read it and understand everything, you have the right to ask all the questions. And he is actually mandated to answer all as truthfully as he can.
Okay. Now, for some people, I mean, I'm sure depending on the problem with your car, it would determine how long your car stays at the mechanic shop. But on an average, how long should the car actually stay?
Well, we have various type of repair works. You can have the express one when you drive in to have your routine maintenance done. And that involves oil and filter change, probably a look at your braking system. And that can be done within some couple of hours. And then we may have problems where you come in distress. Engine overheating, and then you may need to actually go further. With this, what you see, what had happened, 2, you put the 2 together, you fix the car so that it doesn't reoccur.
Okay. Now, I mean, for some people, they have a very high distrust of, what's it called, mechanics. They believe that they are too expensive. Some people are,
they are out to cheat them.
How do you guard against these things?
That is why I'm saying that you need to have a paper trail. Once it gives you an estimate for the cost of repairs, you can go through and have a discussion with him. Why are you changing this? Why are you changing that? You know, because let's go back to the first analogy. You come in with a problem of engine overheating. It might probably have been caused by a failed engine cooling fan.
Okay.
All right? But then, before the fan failed, the overheating might have affected your radiator.
Okay.
You see? As a result of an inefficient water pump. So changing your fan doesn't solve the problem. That is why I'm saying the mechanic should have the knowledge to know what had happened, which you provide, but not probably technically enough. What it is now, blend the two so that whatever he does will not reoccur.
Okay. Now, I mean, sometimes you take the car to the mechanic shop to fix, like you said. You know, you said it's overheating. Initially, they tell you, okay, it's maybe the radiator, the fan. The time they're coming to pick the car, and then they tell you there are other problems.
Yes, so
it's common. You see people fighting with their mechanic.
That's what I'm saying. You give them the repair history. You give them the trouble history. And then he tells you what he has seen. And he should be professional to know the consequences of this. So that the whole ground is covered. You see, because we have effect of failure mode. Something failed, and the effect of it. So merely solving what failed doesn't mean it will not reoccur. Because in fixing car, we have something that we call validation of repairs.
What is that?
You have a problem, A. I fix the car, B. The C means I go back to your A and compare. They should be equal or my C should be higher. Then you wouldn't come back.
They've spoken about insurance of garages and the likes. You know, I bring my car, something is flooding, the car gets flooded. Who pays for it?
Okay. I'll use myself as an example. My place is insured. So in case anything happens, insurance pays. Yeah, it's part of being a professional. You know, professionalism doesn't come cheap. But then, at the end of the story, like I said, you get the end story being in everybody's favor.
Everybody's happy.
Yes.
Wow, interesting. So we've spoken about the person, we've spoken about the place, about the process. Any other final words on how, you know, the ordinary Ghanaian out there who's driving a small Toyota Matrix or Corolla can find the best mechanic?
Well, globally, it hinges on referrals. Somebody who might have dealt with me and is certified can refer you to me.
Okay.
You understand? That is one. Number two, you need to specialize. So even you can be an automotive mechanic, and we know that they run on pretty much homogeneous platforms. You need to specialize and say, look, I do this brand of vehicles a lot. So with that, then you have the confidence to be able to fix it. You have all the information you want and all that.
Uncle G, Gerald Dugbate of Auto-Chill Engineering, basically breaking it down for us. Make sure you know about the person, the place, and then the process. The person, you know, of good character, of good professionalism. The place looks well, you know, well equipped to fix your car, and the processes, how they go about fixing the car itself, should also be of high importance. You're watching the Auto Showroom. We'll be back with more. From wrenches to ratchets to toolboxes and lifts such as these that lift the car up and also bring them down like you're doing now, good mechanic shops need to have some basics when we talk about tools. Now in our next conversation, we're going to talk about tools to expect when you walk into a good mechanic shop. And we're currently here at the head office of Ghana. We'll be speaking to a man experienced when it comes to what tools and machines you need in a good mechanic shop. And I have here with me the man to do the job. How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine, sir.
Now, the man to help us with this conversation is known as Kobna Amankra Autobill, Services Manager for Toyota Ghana. And this is what we call a torque wrench. Why would you find anything like this here? Now, like I mentioned, there are essential tools you need in a mechanic shop. Now, he's going to explain to me what you need, the basics, and also the extras that mechanic shops actually need to have. So, Senior, welcome to the auto showroom. Now, I'm seeing this. Let's start off. What are the basics that a customer needs to see when they enter into a mechanic shop, from high end to low end? The basics.
Basically, you should be confident and comfortable in the safety of your vehicle. So wherever you are entering, you should know that, okay, my car is in good hands. It will come back to me the same way it's entered. That's the basic thing.
Or even better.
Or even better. Of course, definitely it's coming in for a problem.
Yeah.
So definitely it should look the same way in terms of the body, everything, and should be performing better for you. That's the basic thing you should look out for.
Now, in terms of tools, this is a torque wrench.
This is a torque wrench.
Can you run me through the basic tools if I walk into, a mechanic shop, like a facility like Toyota Ghana's facility? What basic tools should I expect to see?
Okay, so the tools you need to see, basically, you should have a lift, as we have here.
Like the one
the one you came down from, yes. A lift is, let's say, the high end, but if the mechanic has a pit, you should see a jack around, because when you say a service or a maintenance service, you don't only concentrate on the engine. For us, safety is very paramount. So tires, the safety of the vehicle is key. So you should have something that could get you access to the tires, so that you can look at the brake pads, look at how the handbrake is functioning, and how the vehicle would perform where you need it to stop. It's one very key area a lot of people do not look at, but for basic service. So if the person doesn't have a lift and has a pit, you should have a jack that could give you access to the tires so you can inspect your brakes. So basically, the lift should be key. If he doesn't have a lift and he has a pit and he doesn't have a jack, you should be wondering. I mean,
the pit is, that space created.
The space created where you can go under.
Great. But if they don't have a lift, they don't have a pit, they don't have a jack, you should run away.
You'll be wondering what they are doing.
Okay, so now we know about the lift. What else? What are the other keys?
So an advice is basically you should have tools that are powered by air. It makes work easier. It makes work less expensive. So over here, all our tools are powered by air. All our tools are powered by air, not by electricity. No. It's just the lift that is powered by electricity. Yes, but that you can't do without it, because the power you need to control the lift is huge. But for other equipment, they're all powered by air. Yes. So you need all your tools should be powered by air. Basically, you should have an impact wrench. This would help you remove the tires easily. If he doesn't have an impact wrench, of course, he would have a wrench. This is a torque wrench. This is standardized. It's for specific jobs. But there are normal wrenches that you can use, like what you see the guys on the roadside used to. Yes. That's manpower, not air power.
No air power.
So you should have a torque that will be able to give you access to the tires.
We've spoken about the lift. We've spoken about air-powered devices, or the wrenches, like
the
you
wrenches,
said.
the manpower.
What else? What else?
So we have the pressure gauge. To check the pressures in the tires. The pressure in the tires have standard. Every vehicle has a standard pressure that you need to have. So you need to be sure that the mechanic checks the pressure and gives you the standard pressure that's supposed to be in the tire. Try and steal a gauge to see if the gauge is working, because if it's not working, he's just pumping the tire, any amount of pressure in the tire.
Which could be dangerous.
Which could be dangerous. Your tire could explode. You could have less pressure that could make your vehicle drag, and you lose a lot of fuel. In these modern times, if you hear something that will let you lose fuel, you need to run away from that.
Okay, so any other key tool or machine we need to?
So let's.
Yes.
Let's go.
So from the lift to the pit, accompanied with a jack, to air-powered tools or man-powered versions of their counterparts. Well, you also need other tools to, ensure that your car is fixed and fixed well when you go to the mechanic shop. So I'm still here with my man from Toyota Ghana, educating us on what tools we need or what machines we need to help us fix our cars. What other things apart from the earlier ones you shared with us?
So we have a battery analyzer.
Do we need a battery analyzer?
Yes, the battery analyzer.
We use the batteries until the car stops.
No, it shouldn't stop.
Okay.
A vehicle is such that it used to be luxury, but now it's a necessity. So it should respond when you need it to respond.
Yeah.
So if you need a vehicle to start at 2 a.m., it should start.
Okay.
So anytime you visit the mechanic, he should be able to check the strength of your battery to advise you whether the battery is okay or you need to change it.
Okay.
Sometimes it's not okay, but it can start. So you think that everything is fine until you might need it. So we need to check the strength of the battery with a battery analyzer as well.
So use these plugs,
Yes, you plug it in, and then it gives you the strength. It scans the battery and show you how strong your battery is. Then you could advise whether you have to change it or you can use it.
So that's the battery analyzer?
That's the battery analyzer.
I mean, what else?
So some batteries have indicators. Battery indicators that show you a green light means the battery is okay. A black light means the battery is not okay.
It's almost
and
dead.
Then a white light showing you the battery is completely dead or damaged. So if you don't have those indicators, anytime you visit the mechanic, let him be sure that he can check your battery for you. Don't just rely on the fact that the car can start, so the battery is okay.
But some of these mechanics will be like, you're doing too much concern. Just sit in your corner, let me do my work.
It's your car. Yes. So you just want to be sure everything is fine when he leaves his office.
Okay.
So
battery analyzer.
So we have the tech stream. So
I'm seeing a laptop here. Do you need a laptop to fix my car? Check.
Now most cars are electronic.
Okay.
They communicate with you in a way. So you need the laptop and a scanner to be able to tell you what's going on behind the scenes in the car. You won't find it in every workshop, but if you have a latest version of a vehicle and then you are going for service, you need to be sure that everything is fine to you.
Now the question I want to ask is, with a lot of the cars we see on our roads, some of them, do they need all of these tools, you speak of, or some can work with, more, should I say, simpler tools? Like a truck rolls, for example.
Every model is different.
Yes.
If it's a Toyota vehicle, no matter the model, from the 1992 model to the 2022 model, all these tools are needed because these vehicles are designed in such a way that everything is the same. So the standard tools are there. We have what we call special service tools. Those are when you have a unique function in a particular car. Usually for Toyota, we have a special service tool for that particular car. This we have here, for example, is a oil remover, oil filter remover for a Corolla. So with this, I can't remove the filter, the oil filter in the Hilux, but I can use it to remove the oil filter in the Corolla. So there are special tools for each model of the vehicle. But we also have the general tools like the impact wrenches, the tire pressure, and then all those other ones.
Now I'm seeing this, you have something special for a Corolla, for example. Someone would say it would be expensive to drive into a Toyota to have my car checked with all these sophisticated things. I'm sure it will be costly.
It's not. We hear that a lot, but it's not. It's not. You see, a vehicle is an investment. It's just like any other investment. I'm not an investment expert, but just like any other investment, you need to protect it. So you need to make sure you use the right tools, the right parts, so it gives you value for the money that you spent on it. So you visit Toyota, we are showing you of the right tools, we are showing you of the genuine parts, the right parts you need to fix your vehicle, and it's not expensive. With this vehicle here, this is a pickup. This is a very common vehicle in Ghana, with at least as 450 Ghana cedis, you could get a vehicle service.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yes. So it's not as expensive as it seems, but when you come and then you see what is being done on your vehicle, you will be surprised and you'll be expecting us to give you a very big, huge bill, but it comes and then you're like, is that all? Can you change something else?
Nice. So, I'm not going to have my car come here, fix it, and I'll come back angry holding you and be like, hey, Master, give me fix my car for me.
No.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, so there you have it, a very lovely conversation on some tools you should expect to see when you walk into a mechanic shop. The basic as well as the more advanced tools that are needed to fix your car. We'll be right back with more. Now that sure was an awesome conversation, and as you know, the entire objective of this episode of the Auto Showroom is to help you by giving you tips on how to find a good mechanic and also how to save your prized possession, your car. So time for us to bring you the auto tip for the day. Now what is our tip? The tip is that you should always choose your mechanic based on recommendation or referrals. Why? Well, because whoever is recommending the mechanic to you or making the referral is likely to have experienced their good work. So do listen, do take mechanics based on recommendations or referrals. Now that's our auto tip for the day. If you follow that, you could save some cedis, some dollars, or whichever currency you use. Time now for us to go for a commercial break. When we return, we have more for you on the Auto Showroom. Well, it's been a very exciting episode of the Auto Showroom. We've learned everything we can learn about how to choose a great mechanic, the person, the place, and the process. Now, you know what to do so that you don't end up like me. My car has been fixed, coming all the way from the Toyota Ghana headquarters, Spintex branch. Now, before we go though, let's bring you the answer to our auto trivia for the day. And the question we ask is that which city in Japan has the headquarters of Toyota? And the answer is, drum roll, Aichi. Well, thank you for watching. We'll come your way another day with another episode of the Auto Showroom. Cheers.